So an occupational hazard to doing what I do, or perk, however you want to look at it, is that I stay in a lot of hotels. Now, I'm a pretty neat freak, organized, clean person most of the time anyway, so I like to keep my room pretty clean. And I like to make my own bed, which is kind of weird to some of the people when they go on the road with me, and they often ask, isn't that what the housekeeping staff is for? Like, what, do you know them? Well, one day, I'll never forget it, a few months ago, I was walking out of my hotel room in Cleveland, Tennessee, when I looked over to see that one of the housekeeping staff was a good friend of mine who had just got a part-time job at the hotel. When I saw his face and realized that it was someone that I knew, I turned right back around and walked into my room to double check and make sure that it looked like John Groves had stayed there. Why? Well, because he's someone that I know. And could I challenge you that we like to say, treat others as you'd like to be treated, but we typically only mean that when it comes to people that we know or are familiar with. So why check a hotel room and make sure that it's like put together and neat and organized? Well, simply this, the housekeeping staff are people too. They're real people too, with feelings and emotions, good days and bad days, just like you. It's actually pretty incredible, the benefit of the doubt that we expect or demand others to give us that we refuse to give them most of the time.
Kind of like when you're driving, when you've got your blinker on, you're trying to get in that next lane, they just won't let you in, and you're yelling at them, "Can't you see I've got somewhere to be?" And you expect them to know everything that's going on inside your mind and in your heart and in your life, but they don't. But then that person who races by you and cuts you off on the interstate and you start yelling at them from your car, Christian cussing or maybe not so Christian. I mean, do you really know why they cut you off? I mean, what if that's a mama racing to the hospital with a baby in the backseat with a broken arm? Or what if that's a gentleman rushing to the hospital because a loved one is in a dire situation? I mean, we look on the outward appearance, but only God really knows the heart.
What I'm getting at is that it looks like for most Christians, we've got this multi-tiered system for different people, the way we treat different people, and when we have to be nice to them. When Jesus operated by a one-tiered system all the time, he said, love your neighbor as yourself. Why? Because lost people don't read Bibles. Lost people read Christians. And he said that people would know you were his disciples by the way that you loved one another. So it's not the thought that counts. When it comes to others' intentions and our intentions, we all walk blind because people can't read other people's minds. So when it comes to your actions, here's what you should do. Treat others the way you'd want them to treat you. Maybe go do a random act of kindness for someone today, or go speak a random word of encouragement over someone today. Watch how it changes your life and watch how it changes theirs. Here's ultimately what it boils down to. People do not exist to accomplish our purposes. Our purpose is to reach people. Yeah, I may not know them, but since I know him, I'm gonna treat everyone I come into contact with like somebody I know. Oh, and hey, thanks for sharing this video.